Number one rule of owning chickens and gathering eggs. Never, ever, ever, ever. Good morning, y'all. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I hope and pray y'all are staying warm and safe. Whew. It's been cold here in Alabama, and I woke up this morning, and y'all, at about, the sun didn't start coming up to about 6:15-ish. So around 6:15 or so, 6:15, I looked out the back window and out the windows, and it was just beautiful white. The trees had white in it, and it gave me like, it was just frost is all it was. This has really been our first really beautiful hard frost that I've seen like that this winter and fall and winter this year, and it was gorgeous. Kind of reminded me of snow first thing this morning. I knew it hadn't snowed. I knew there was no chance of snow, but it still was just beautiful, and that's what it kind of reminded me about. But so far, we're faring well with this weather. Hasn't been overly bad. We've had worse, for sure, when it comes to this cold. Hardest part is the waterers. I guess that's the most tedious thing is keeping the animals can't drink the ice. So, getting that broken up for them and getting the ice out is probably the most difficult thing. And of course, my pipes don't freeze. My no-freeze faucets and spigots, they're okay. It's just your water hoses freeze on you. And we've been usually taking them off, but even if you leave them off, there's still water in there and they tend to freeze. So what we've been doing is breaking up the ice in the waterers, and then as the temperatures rise, say around 10 to lunch, we'll come back and refill or clean and refill the waterers for the guys. But yeah, water is probably the most tedious thing when it gets cold like this. And we're in Alabama, so I can't imagine, if you're up north and it's you have more cold days than you do hot. Ooh, bless you guys. Bless you, bless you, bless you. As for the big snowocalypse, is that what they're calling it? Snowocalypse? I think that's what they're calling it. But the big snow event that happened down here in the south, and of course the whole central United States, everybody got over there just like snow, it was crazy. But as for us, we didn't get anything. We didn't. It was, I wasn't gonna call it a flop, but I guess it depends on your perspective, right? We don't get snow here very often. Once every 6 years, I don't know what the average is. It's rare, put it that way. I'm trying to think. Let me think now. As a kid, I want to, until my age now, it's not every 6 years. It may be even further than that. I want to say it snowed, good snow, 6 times in my lifetime. Don't quote me on that, but it's rare. How about that? It's rare. So we do enjoy it from time to time here in Alabama, especially central Alabama and lower, just every once in a while. And usually with us, the only way we really get good snow, and I say good snow, we'll get an inch, is that it does it, late in the early morning hours, and that way it's cold enough and it'll stick, but usually by lunchtime it's usually all gone. So, but we do enjoy it because we just don't see it very often. Good morning, guys. How y'all doing this morning? All right, let's look at your feeder there, Big Ryan. How's y'all's feet looking? Oh, y'all okay. So a few videos ago, I talked about our front yard and how big of a mess it is. And I don't have a timeline on when Mr. Greg is gonna get that done. I know he's super busy, and he's just gonna work me in his schedule. And I don't know exactly when that'll be, but some were wondering about a French drain. Why didn't he recommend a French drain, or I should put in a French drain? I really don't know. I don't know. This kind of stuff is not my expertise at all. And that's why I always, you know, on things like this, I usually call him or somebody that would know. But I'll ask him. I'll ask him about the French drain. I'm sure there's a logical reason why he didn't mention the French drain. Now, he sat over there for a good little minute before he figured out what he thought he should do, walked around, looked, and all that kind of good thing. So I'm not quite for sure why he didn't mention the French drain, but I will ask him about that. Only 4 eggs this morning. But I do want to show y'all the fall and winter garden. Now, we have still been eating collard greens quite regular. But I want to show y'all something that I think a lot of people, or many people that garden, just don't know about. Really. So you guys know it's hard frost this morning. Hard frost this morning. And y'all have seen me post our temperatures have been in the low 20s. Wind chills, I think, well, I'll take that back. We had one day that was, I think I told y'all 19, but it was actually 17. So we've been in the teens. Wind chills have been in the teens. And of course, most everybody knows about greens. Our collard greens are doing okay. Our carrots are doing okay. Our garlic is doing okay. Even my kale right over here is just fine, actually. But look, I know the blooms are not there right now, but I can see buds everywhere. But look at the calendula. The calendula is pretty much battling this cold, cold weather like a champ. I was on a podcast, a garden podcast with a Texas gardening guy a few days ago, and I brought that up as how hardy this calendula is. And I saw somebody in the comments say that they were worried about growing calendula during the fall and winter months because they didn't think it would make it. Now, it's all going to depend on what zone you're in. We're in zone 8A, 8B. We're right there on the line. And if you don't know what zone you're in, just search growing zones. The USDA has a map on their site. So you can just go there or Google it. It'll come up. And it'll show you what your growing zone is. And it has to do with your weather and pretty much the cold side of things. So that'll tell you your growing zone. Now, the higher the growing zone, the warmer your climate is. So we're in zone 8, and the higher the zone, generally the warmer your climate. So in Florida, some places in Florida, you're gonna get into zone 10. Now, as you go up north, you're gonna get into zone, 7, 6, 5, and that kind of thing. So we're in zone 8, and so far I'm growing calendula in the winter, and it's handling the teens and the hard frost. Most of y'all know the healing properties and how great calendula is for your skin. But if you want to flower in the wintertime, which is closed up now, but once the sun comes out, these are going to pop back open. I can see buds everywhere. Grow calendulas. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful flowers. I've seen our pollinators on them because there's really not that much for those guys to harvest right now. Calendula. Very, very hardy, hardier than what most people think. And we are still harvesting the calendula blooms and freeze drying them. We've been doing that quite a bit. I set my eggs in here because we only had 4. I figured that wasn't enough to put in a basket. Number 1 rule of owning chickens and gathering eggs: never, ever, ever, ever put the eggs in your pocket, because you're going to forget about it. And you're going to reach down in that pocket to keep your hands warm, to look for something, and you know what's going to happen. Ask me how I know. Because I know I have done it more than once. So I tell myself now, when I gather eggs, and I don't want to put it in a basket, usually if it's just 1 or 2, but don't put that egg in your pocket, brother. Do not put that egg in your pocket, because you're going to forget about it. And a broken egg in your pocket is not recommended by Farmer Jason. Oh, goodness. All right. So Brooke's out here handling waters. But I'm going to ask her something. I'm going to ask her something right now. If you didn't have a basket and you had just 1 or 2 eggs and you brought them, you were going to bring them to the barn or to your house or whatever, what would be the #1 rule you should not do when you got them 1 or 2 eggs and don't have a basket? #1 rule.
Don't put them in your pocket. Did you do that?
No, I told him no.
Oh.
And listen, I didn't say anything to you. This was not pre-planned.
No.
I took the mic off, so you don't have a mic on. So I mean,
No, don't put them in your pocket because as bad as you want to stick them in your pocket,
yeah.
you're gonna brush up against something, and that egg's gonna bust in your pocket.
Are you gonna stick your hand in there, forcefully looking for something, or your hands are cold?
More than likely, I'm gonna bust it.
You ain't never done that though, have you?
No. Never.
Let me show you guys something that I think's pretty funny, but I'm just a silly person. So look at Tater's hind end back here. You see it? And look at Mildred's front. So it gives the illusion that Mildred is quite long, and the front half of her is white, and the back half of her is red. If Moody wasn't standing there, that would be a silly and funny picture right there. Look, it just lines up perfectly. Oh, me. Oh. Oh, I get tickled too easy. Oh, my gracious. What's going on, honey? How you doing, girl? Hey, Matilda. How you doing, baby? Going on, Boots? Everybody? How y'all doing this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. How you doing, beautiful? Yeah, I'm gonna let you eat some before I start your little morning session. Yeah, we're gonna let you eat. Look how she's putting weight on it though, y'all. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that is so good. You keep up the good work, girl. You hear me? You keep up that good work. You definitely are getting bigger. Y'all look at here. Capri says she's just gonna get on in there. Oh, babies. Everybody this morning. Where's the way? Oh, Jesse's helping Mama clean waters. Hey, you know Jesse can work that water hose now.
Yeah, I know.
She's good at working that water hose. Hey, Laura. Hey, girl. Hey, Miss Laura. Hey, baby. Oh, the beautiful babies out here this morning. What's going on, Big Top? Top, you interested in the cats this morning? You're a little cautious of Biscuit over there, aren't you, brother? Sure are. You're a little cautious of Biscuit over there, aren't you? Goodness, brother. No, buddy. No, no. Now. No, no. Jesse, I was just looking for you. Yep. And you're over here on water duty. You know who used to love to do water duty? Nugget. Yep. Nugget's done outgrown water duty, though. He has.
He's over there.
Yeah.
Him and her.
I do see both of them over there. What's up, boys? What's going on, Kurt? And Red? How y'all doing? How you doing, buddy? I was just talking about you, buddy. I sure was. Yep. You got your mate now, and you're like you graduated from water duty. But you're still on shoe duty, I know that. And you're still the sheriff. Well, y'all, I got to give y'all a big update on Granddaddy's tractor. This is what I did yesterday. I pretty much have stripped it down for the most part. Everything that's electrical is pretty much gone. There wasn't that much electrical to start with, but for the most part, all the electrical is gone. Me and Brooke took the hood off first thing. That was the first thing we did. We took the hood off of it, and then I just started taking the parts off that I'm going to replace. I took the generator off, which I'm going to replace with an alternator. This is a 6-volt system. We're changing 12 volt, so it has a generator, not an alternator. Took the alternator off, took the 6-volt battery off, took all the wiring off of it. I'm replacing the ignition switch on it, so I took that out of it. I'm replacing the voltmeter because I'm putting a different voltmeter on here because I want to know if this thing's charging or not. The resistor, I took it off. I mean, everything. I'm trying to think what else it was, but pretty much everything that had to do with the 6-volt system is now gone, other than the lights, but we're going to swap those over to 12-volt as well. I did order the kit. It should be in hopefully this week, and then I'm going to get started putting this back together, but pretty super excited. It didn't take me too long to do it all. I was taking my time, making sure I got everything right. It looks way different, kinda, without all the components on it. It does look a little different, but I am glad to get that done. I'm still feeling fairly confident in myself that I can get it put back together. Is doing this gonna fix every one of my issues and this thing's gonna fire up and run and we'll be good to go? I don't know. I do not know. But it will be converted to 12 volts, and it's going to make it way easier to start and be way more dependable when it is time to use it. I don't want this to be a farm ornament. I'm not going to enter in any type of shows. This is not going to be a museum quality tractor. I don't want it to sit around and just collect dust and, you know, not be used. I want to use it. And from all the tractor gurus and experts and mechanics that I talked out there, changing it to 12 volt will be the best thing that I'll do. So super excited about that. I looked into possibly switching over to electronic ignition. That seemed to be a little bit more tedious and actually was a little bit more expensive than I anticipated. It was actually more than the 12 volt conversion kit. So that may be something later down the road. So I got to show you guys something that Matilda absolutely loves. What you think, girl?
Ready for a show. Probably getting the right kind of brush, but she likes it. And she had a bunch of loose hair.
Yeah.
And I even read about it because it kind of
Worried you a little bit?
Worried me, but
yeah.
It says that it's normal.
Okay.
Unless she had a high fever, which she has not.
Yeah.
Or a nutritional deficiency, which she does not.
Yeah.
That it's all good. She's been kissing me the whole time. Yeah.
I can see her eyes, how much she's enjoying that.
I love to be good. Yeah. Last time I brushed her, she didn't care for it too much. But
she's warmed up to it.
She's grown up a little bit and decided that she wants to be pretty.
You know, not all animals care for the brushing.
You're right.
You know, I even think about Honey and Jessie, and to me, Jessie really is not a fan of it. She'll tolerate it, but Honey likes to be brushed. Right. And they're both donkeys. So, I mean, that shows they all have...
Goat and heat.
Goat and heat. They all have their own personalities, even though they're the same, you know, same type of animal.
You like that. I know you want to kiss me. Yeah.
Hey,
so
girl.
Sweet.
Hey, baby.
She looks better.
Yeah.
She looks better. Get this part. I think she's grown, though.
Yeah, I think she's grown, too.
Her legs, anyway. She's gotten longer. She's kind of at that awkward teenager state, it looks like.
Yeah. Look at her eyes.
You like that, don't you, baby girl? Oh, you like that?
Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
Sweet baby. Oh, I think we about got everything. Got it.
She wants to give everybody some sugar this morning. I spoke too soon. I just said Jessie didn't really care for brushing. Here you are brushing away and she's just standing here enjoying it.
She's Said, just don't talk bad about me, Jason.
I'm sorry, Jesse. I'm sorry. Y'all can see Batman and Robin out there. Oh, goodness. I was just come over here to check on you guys, see how y'all doing. Which one's Batman, which one's Robin? That's what I want to know. I got a feeling Peaches would be Batman. All right, I'm out here in the fruit orchard and I'm just looking for some things that I need to do maintenance-wise. We're, see if there's any limbs I need to start trying to train or anything like that. That fruit tree is good. We'll start over here at the Asian pears. And honestly, I don't see anything on the Asian pear tree. But let's look at the apple trees. I can see right now, like this limb right here, I need to fold it over and tie it right there so I can keep my limbs going in the right direction. Most of y'all know that we are growing a lot of our fruit trees on trellises. And we just do that for several reasons. It's easier to harvest the fruit. It helps with high winds, which we are in a windy area. Helps keep my fruit there. It keeps the fruit trees open and airy. It does produce a lot of fruit growing them like this. And it's easier to find potential issues like diseases and such because you can really see it. But harvesting the fruit is really great because I don't have to get on a ladder or anything like that. It's just all right here. And so far, y'all, it's been working out great. I just want to pull this limb down and just keep it going down the line here. Just like that. It's going to end up being a gorgeous day. I think we're going to get close to 50. Sun's already out. I think we're around 40 now. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful today. But you can see we got this limb right here that needs to be folded over. I tell you, out of all the fruits that we're growing, the one I have been most impressed with are the apples. You know, here in the South, we have a reputation of not being able to grow apples because we don't get that much chill hours when it comes to growing apples. A lot of your fruits, or a lot of plants in general, but especially fruits, need a certain amount of chill hours to be able to produce fruit. And it sounds crazy, but that's the truth. And that's why a lot of your apples are grown in colder climates because they need those chill hours. But there are certain apples we can grow here. We can grow Golden Delicious. We can grow Fuji. We can grow Granny Smith. But the issue with Granny Smith is she's really susceptible to fire blight, which I do have here on my farm. I just got to control it. We can grow Gala. We can grow, and this is what I got in my orchard. We can grow Arkansas Black. We can grow Yates. We can grow Cumberland Spur. That's all I got in here. I have to go back and look. But do your research on that. There are certain apple trees that we can grow here in Alabama. And the same goes for pears. Pears and apples are very closely related, and they both need a lot of, I don't say a lot, because these don't need as many, but typically you think of pears and apples, they generally like to grow in climates that you get more chill hours in. But you can grow them. You just gotta do your research. Or if you're like us, you got a great nursery that will answer any question or help you out that can lead you in the right direction. So don't ever be scared to ask your local nursery for any advice. The only tree that we're not training are our fig trees. We do prune our fig trees a certain way, but we're not training our fig trees on a trellis system. That one really needs to be cleaned up, but I'm gonna wait probably till early spring to do that with. You can see our persimmons here really, really taking off. And this is Fuyu. This is an Asian persimmon, which is a non-stringent variety, which means it's not going to make your lips pucker up. If any of y'all ever eaten a wild persimmon that wasn't ripe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But these Asian varieties do not do that. So you can accidentally pick a unripe one and not do like this. Because that's what it's going to make you do. You're going to look like one of them teenagers doing the duck lips and the peace sign for a selfie. Boy, this sucker here is growing. This should be my year to get persimmons finally. This will be year 4, 3 years. So I'm thinking this will be my year. I have sprayed with dormant oil. Dormant oil is something that you want to spray on your fruit trees in the winter or in the early spring. You want to do it in between 40 and 60 degrees typically. So I have done that already. I probably will put another application of dormant oil in the early spring, and I'll show you guys when I do that. And all that is just to help prevent pests and diseases while they're going dormant and get a kickstart when they start budding out with pests and diseases. And there is I use one called horticulture oil. It is on Hoss's website and it is organic. All right, got it all done. Got the trees trellised and I haven't been out in the fruit orchard lately because it's just the time of year, you know. It's just, you don't really think about it, honestly. And I had drove by here and I saw some of the limbs kind of getting long on me, and I try to stay on top of things the best I can. So glad I was able to get out here on this cold but gorgeous day and take care of the fruit orchard. Got one more thing though I want to do, and I might have to get my little buddy's advice on this, and that's Mary Carl. Y'all know she don't want to be on camera, so we won't show her, but I'm gonna get her advice on this, and this is this right here. So my good buddy Tony over there at G&G and Countryside and Campfire, he made me some birdhouses right here and surprised me with them. And of course we got a nice little birdhouse here. Aren't they beautiful? They really are. I love this one because it is a double birdhouse. There's a one birdhouse there and a bird can live in there. So it's actually two living quarters in this thing. This thing's like in a townhouse, you know what I mean? Right here, apartment. I just hope the neighbors aren't too loud and the ones on the bottom level down there get upset with them, have to call the landlord. But I really would love to hang these somewhere. Now I got several in the fruit orchard in here, and I really am trying to attract, which we got a lot of them here, are bluebirds. And bluebirds generally do not eat a lot of fruit. They are bug eaters, so I love attracting bluebirds in this area. I'll have to ask my little buddy what she thinks. Should I put more here in the fruit orchard, or should we hang these somewhere else? But I do want to get these hung today. They're just beautiful. Just untreated wood, and you put a clear on them.
I've got nothing left, and the moon's in dead, while the sun's sitting on its side. I'm not sure if time